This guy is another example of how black people are ruining reggae music.
Feminism is a problem. Feminism is a problem.
Bless up, guys. You're about to watch me critique a video that David Hinds, the frontman of the very famous reggae band Steel Pulse, did with a very well-known reggae marketer, Reggaeville. The interviewee is really questioning David Hinds about the tour that they're doing right now that's called Reggae Against Racism, which we will see that really, for David Hinds, means reggae against white people. The majority of his tour dates are in the United States. You will see what he really thinks about Americans. And also, let's cancel his racist reggae concerts. Leave a donation below. This is the protest. Let's bring the vibes and get back to the video.
The recent times and what motivated you to go for this motto, Reggae Against Racism?
Recent times have been shocking, as you can clearly see. And one of the catalysts for all of this as well, when Brexit took place. You know, it was evidently the beginning of something being separate and being isolated, the whole thing. So we start really paying attention from there. And then as you can clearly see what's happening in the United States right now with ICE and with walls being built and people being just, you know, there's borders and barriers now that are happening all of a sudden all over the world.
David Hinds, the more that I watch you, the more you disappoint me.
Political parties that have sprung up over the years. We always had the National Front. Here you got the AFD. In France you got the RN. In America you got the KKK, and you know you got other sort of.
And he's bringing race into it. Such a low blow, man. So it's black and white, or people of color and white people. Look at this bozo spewing this 2026 on his Reggae Against Racism tour. Reggae Against Racism is reggae against white people. That's what this guy is on about. This is so insane. This is bonkers, man. This is mind-boggling. Bozo maxing. Right here. Bobo boy maxing. Bonobo maxing. Ooga booga maxing, dude.
Pockets of, you know, bigotry going on there. So we could see clearly what's happening especially in Western world society. Yeah. And my spin is this. You know, we started this 50 years ago when it became Rock Against Racism. Exactly. And it never went away. And we're actually celebrating the 50th anniversary since music became active in responding to the racism that's been happening across the planet. And we've come to realize now that it's something that probably has to be addressed, you know, every generation. It's a generational thing, this racism.
He says that racism needs to be addressed every single generation, to just keep reminding generation after generation. I'm telling you, his Reggae Against Racism tour is reggae for racism.
But I was just about to say, you played Rock Against Racism in '79, and here we are 47 years later, and we're still having to address the same issues we are still facing.
Still having to address it. He just finished telling her that we have to address it every generation. We keep having to remind people about it.
In the same racism, we are also facing still classism. We are still facing division in various aspects. How does that make you feel, that to see that even after all these years, have we moved any further as a global society, or?
Evidently not. We haven't moved that much further. But we can honestly say that music has played a part to galvanize people. You know, we've had lots of festivals across Europe, across the Americas itself, and across the world. And we recognize that music somehow sort of keeps people together. But it's never been under the banner of rocking against the racism, so to speak. So this is where we come in. But what we've recognized as well is that it appears as if it's something that's going to have to be addressed, you know, when it comes to another generation and another generation. Because it doesn't seem as if it's going away. There's always, with the age of the internet, you'd think there's been more of a unification with, different cultures because
We are not in union with this. This is insane. And his whole thing right now, his whole spiel is Reggae Against Racism. Let's go remind white people why they're bad. Let's go get money from them. Like his whole, the majority of people that are listening to his music are white people.
we start to understand what's going on with TikTok and YouTube and all these social media platforms. But it's also, just as how it sort of galvanizes people, there's always been used as a platform to separate people, if you see what I'm saying. So we've realized that one mistake we've made as the human race is to leave it completely to music. So music's not going to be the only entity that's necessary to still have a racial harmony amongst mankind. It's going to be other factions as well that to get involved and make it happen. Children have to learn outside of the musical realm, how to be more respectful of each other when it comes to religion, when it comes to cultural beliefs, when it comes to
all religions. Are all religions worthy of respect? It's too vague. He's just beating around the bush. It's not honest. It's sloppy. It's sloppy work. It's very sloppy work coming from David Hinds.
the languages, when it comes to everything possible that makes another man different from the other. We have to start to learn how to understand each other, and we can't leave it to music alone. That's what we've learned.
We haven't ever just left it to music alone for a change or whatever. What's he talking about? Nothing. That doesn't mean anything. It's not even based in truth.
But there's been such a division now. We really need to come to the table as a human race and have some kind of entity, packaging that goes out there and deals with the situation, that we all need each other. As it stands, we recognize
We don't really all need each other in that way. The whole unification, we're all united. No, we need to actually notice differences. Does he want a one world government, a one world religion? It's not clear. It's vague. Sloppy.
But I thought about the 47 years and racism still being existent and a problem that we definitely have to talk about. I was wondering, is it today less that the individuals are...
I don't know who said this, and of course we're not going to get a definition of what racism is from these bobos. If you own a store and 9 times out of 10 it's the purple person that robs you. The purple person is the robber. It's the one that takes the things. When the purple person comes into your store, you're going to have a keen eye on the purple person. More so than the green person or the red person who doesn't rob you as much. Is that racism? To these bobos, that would be racism. To these bobos, being wise and having more of a keen eye on the purple person, the person that robs your store more, to these people, that's racist. You're a racist. He's living in England, seriously suffering with immigration issues from Islam, and now he's going to do a tour in Europe and America telling white people that they should know that racism is bad, that we should all be united. Racism is bad. And in the meantime, his nation is being invaded by Islam. Muhammad is the most common name in England right now. Does he want that to happen in other nations? Or is he just living in La La Land? He mentioned the KKK and stuff. I mean, do you think this guy would ever talk about white slavery? All the white slaves. How much white slave history do you think this guy's talking about?
Are racist that I think as humans, as individuals, I think we have made a lot of moves to be tolerant, to be inclusive, to unite, actually. And is it maybe more that political parties, as you mentioned them before, that governments and administrations are the one now trying to divide us by spreading racist paroles and all these things? Or would you disagree?
it's never been individuals in the first place. It's been some kind of systematic force that's been always been out there that tell you to act collectively to hate something. And it needs to be collective, because if it's individual, that structure can easily be broken down. So the first thing,
Individual, like his god, he says he's a Rastafari, like his god Haile Selassie, who is a Christian monarch. He literally says his god is Haile Selassie, a Christian monarch. Yeah, a king. He is a walking contradiction, about to go on a tour, Reggae Against Racism, to remind white people about racism. He's making money from white people. He is capitalizing on socially orchestrated white guilt.
I remember growing up in England where there was a lot of racism, and the reality of it is that the people, the British society, were never taught how foreigners came to their countries in the first place. They were never educated. So look, the reason why a lot of Indians are here in England is because, you know, earlier on in the 19th centuries or the 1900s, we went into their countries and took what they had, whether it's their gold, the materials, and we did the same thing for Africa. And the reason why people from the Caribbean are in the Caribbean, because they were exported as slaves, and we had sugar plantations, we had cotton plantations, we had all these kind of plantations, and we benefited from it. The British people were never told, one-on-one or collectively, the reasons why a lot of foreigners came to their countries in the first place, and how much Britain profited from the wares and the
He sounds like such a baby, such a big whiny baby.
minerals that these countries had. I think had they been taught that and been programmed that this is the way it is, I think we'd be having different results and a different approach to everything. I think ignorance has been the master of racism, and when it comes to racism, it's brought together its cousins. Fascism and Nazism and all those, they're all relatives. So
This guy is another example of how black people are ruining reggae music.
I'm saying, and it's all relatives of negativity. And I think the Western world society in particular needs to go back to the people and explain to them why foreigners have been in their countries in the first place. If you get my drift.
Yes, yes.
That's what he's gonna go around doing. Reminding white people why there's foreigners in their country in the first place, because you guys did something really bad in the past. So you better remember. You better remember the transatlantic slave, white boy. You better remember the KKK, white boy. This is where the reggae movement is right now. Bottom of the barrel.
So we can start now educating the people about what happened, the stolen land, all the horrible crimes that have been committed as slavery and so forth.
They think that reminding that it's so cringe. It's so bad. We have to remind white people that their ancestors were slave masters. What about all the black slave masters? The first slave owner in America was black. I can't believe that the reggae movement is this far behind. Why is it that the males from England most of the time sound pretty gay?
All these invasions that are happening, when you look back on it, it's about
The bro does not even realize that his own nation is being invaded by Islam. Wait, what?
people from other parts of the world coming into the countries of others and interfering with the cultures, the languages, the history, the politics of these countries, if you see what I'm saying.
This guy is just teaching eye for eye. White people went into India and took their resources, so now we need to allow the Indians to punch back and to come back and take the resources from England. This guy, man. I want to make a video that's titled Bob Marley's Legacy, and I have the legacy in quotation marks, and just put on blast how degenerate, fake, and gay the reggae movement has become. It's just becoming more and more blatantly obvious. And now in this video, I just came up with black people are ruining reggae music, and David Hinds pushing his bottom of the barrel race political rhetoric. He just said it himself, reminding white people that white people did bad things. That's his tour that he's on right now. It's a joke.
I mean, I'm saddened to hear that America, which is one of our major stomping grounds, will be there, you know, voting against trying to make the world a better place, so to speak. And that's exactly what that's what's happening. Yeah. It's making the world unstable by saying, no, you're not welcomed. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? And I keep saying to what I normally say to Americans, well, give me an American name. What's your name? There's a guy who says, oh, my name is Mr. Brodsky. And then there's another guy who says, oh, my name is Mr. Cruz. And another guy says, you know, I'm Mr. Khan. And all these names. So, well, hi, so we're Americans. Well, how can you be Americans? And you don't, what I'm hearing is not an American name. I'm hearing names that originated from somewhere else. So that's where it becomes a bit of a, you know, it becomes upsetting, discombobulated. It's a juggling act, if you see what I'm saying, where how can a country that's made up of so many different countries speak of racism? It's absurd for me.
I cannot stand this guy. I cannot stand this guy trying to speak for Americans that way. The majority of his Reggae Against Racism tour is in America. We should protest and cancel his Reggae Against White People, his racist tour that he's doing in America. We should protest and cancel his concerts, cancel his events here in America. This guy should not be allowed in America.
But that's the way it is. Well, we the rest of the world, we're going to change all of that. Right. You know, who wants...
We, the rest of the world, we're going to change America.
To remain isolated. You know, what we've learned, what mankind has learned, that no man's an island. Yeah, absolutely. See what I'm saying? Yeah. England won.
We should put this guy on an island. Get him away from technology. Get him away from reggae music because he's ruining it.
Wanted to be an island. They came with Brexit. Yeah. And all of a sudden they're realizing now that, you know, that they're going to need more people than they realized. Because they were banking on America once they made the Brexit. Only to realize now that they got Russia fighting against Ukraine. And America's not helping, if you see what I'm saying. And so England says
he needs America to go and help. Man, this guy just talking for America like he's got some skin in the game. He's just gonna go there on tour and make money from white people, reminding them that the KKK was bad. This guy is sinister.
To himself, hang on, I thought we were together. Yeah. So they're scratching and reevaluating themselves back in England right now. Mm-hmm. They're realizing that, you know, could we have made a mistake coming out having Brexit? Leaving Europe, because, you know, they're not going to admit it there, but things are not so nice. I mean, I'm traveling with a passport. I got to put at the back of the line all the time. I got to be filling in forms, and they're missing flights because this is what's going on right now. It's so many ways.
He sounds like such a whiny baby. I can go around the world with my passport, and sometimes it takes a long time because they're all hyped up about immigration, and we're just trying to go make money from white people. We're just gonna go make money from guilty white people by continuing to shame them. Yeah, it's some weird fetish that they have. They just want to be shamed over and over, and we make money from it. We actually make reggae songs about it, and we made a whole tour about it. It's called Reggae Against Racism.
Like the bigger heads or Babylon or whatever we want to call it is going for divide and rule, because this is the easier way, as you said it earlier also. If people unify, they are a strong force as a unity.
If I were to be in unity with these people right here, I would be going downhill so fast in life. My wife would have no idea what's going on. Like, wait, Islam and Hinduism and Christianity and Judaism? Okay, yeah, I got this. Yeah, right. These people are Bobo the Clowns. I should be in the front of the line when I go around the world shaming guilty white people by reminding them that white people did bad things and making a reggae concert about it. I should be put on the front of the line for that.
We need to share the world. This is why Reggae Against Racism is relevant. Absolutely. And, you know, like I said, and the time is now. It's been 50 years since music has been participating.
We need to share the world, and that's why Reggae Against Racism is relevant. We need to share the world. Share it with everything? What about sharing evil things? What about sharing murder with the world?
In trying to show the world that going down that road is not the way to go. If you see what I'm saying. So
whatever road this guy decided to take, I hope to God that my son never takes that road, because this is the outcome.
You know, Reggae Against Racism. Remember that.
That's so crucial. So we started by saying you were in the business more than 50 years now.
Yeah.
With that being said, what inspires you today in 2026, and what keeps you going and motivated?
What keeps me going is the same thing that's been keeping us going from the beginning. It's been the people, and it's also been this
white people giving him money to be shamed. They've been blamed for things they never did, and they've taken on some socially engineered guilt. And Bonobo the clowns over here are making money from that. They're grifting off the guilty white boy reggae fan.
And as an individual, you know, individually, I still like to take time out to do the things that I love besides music. Like I want to get back into doing fine art, painting, and, you know, depict the world another way.
Yeah, depict
You see
the
what I'm saying?
globe.
That I like to get involved in. I like to give back.
This guy wants to start globe trotting. After he reminds white people that white people one time in history did bad things, he's going to start painting globes and reciting NASA numbers.
I'd like to now put myself more in a charitable position to give back to, you know, the people across the planet that have played a part in making us happen as a band. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, these are the things I like to know.
I really just want to give back to the white people by, you know, reminding them that white people did bad things. And this is my way of really just showing my gratitude.
And as a band, you know, I like to know when it comes to our legacy that we're talked about, you know, decades after we've sort of hung our belts up and retired.
Egotistical maniac.
David, I think it's crazy that you're saying that you're giving back,
Yes.
doing that, because I think you have given us so much. Thank you so much to you and the whole band for the music, the message, and the works that you put in. I wish you nothing but the very best, health and strength, and just keep going. Don't put up the belts as yet, please. Okay. Thanks for having this wonderful reasoning with me today, David. All the very best. Blessings.
Thank you, dear Munchi. So, love and light and respect.
Can we cancel his visa, his American visa, so he doesn't come over here and keep shaming white people? What a disgrace. More proof that black people are ruining reggae music.
Feminism is a problem.